I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it. Just kidding. Perverts. Hey guys, and today's question of the day is, so a little while back we confirmed that, the Pokemon that follows you in, Heart Gold and Soul Silver can be changed to anything you want. So I think my question is going to be, is, when you finally, get your Heart Gold, Soul Silver team, what Pokemon is going to be the one following you? I think I'm going to be picking Furret. Those who have been watching my Crystal playthrough know that I love the thing. It's hilarious and an awesome Pokemon. Dustbuster is so epic. But, like I said, any Pokemon can follow you, whether it be a little tiny Shroomish to a ginormous Groudon. Although, strangely enough, they'll still be about the same size, so I really don't know how that fits into reality. However, which Pokemon would you want following you? I mean, come on, Furret's so cute. I mean, if Pokemon were real, I'd definitely have a Furret following me, because it's like, it can climb up your legs, and you can pet it on your shoulder, which you probably wouldn't be able to do that in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but hey, it's a start. Yeah, so leave a comment about that.
Hey guys, here's another battle with Lucas17kk from YouTube, and I wasn't going to post this one originally, but he insisted, so yeah, this was, still a pretty fun battle. I lead with my Suicide Lead Aerodactyl, and as you can see, his lead Primeape is Scarf, which I kind of expected, and he decides to lock himself into Ice Punch. Gets a crit that was kind of useless anyway, would have been a 2-hit KO either way, and yeah, I set up the Stealth Rocks, which is what Aerodactyl does, and I go into Suicune, because I know he's locked into Ice Punch. So I know he's going to switch, and she's probably going to switch into a counter, so I decided not to Calm Mind just yet, and instead I decided to Roar to, scout some of his team, get some Stealth Rock damage on his stuff, and he tries to switch into a Mesprit, and he actually switches into a Zapdos. And I really am not interested in getting, like, Thunderbolted or anything, so I go into Jolteon, but he decides just to Roost, so whatevs. So this is my Specs Jolteon, so I decided just to go for the Thunderbolt, figuring it'll probably do a lot of damage no matter what he decides to switch into. And if he decides to stay in the Zapdos, it's still a neutral hit, so I'll just do that. So I go for the Thunderbolt, and it does more than half to the Zapdos, as he Heat Waves me and does a little less than half. But he makes a pretty big mistake here going into Lucario, and I guess, he just sacrificed it. So he goes into Primeape, and I really am not interested in losing Jolteon just yet, so I go into Suicune because I don't think he can do a whole lot to me. And he goes for the good play, which is the U-turn, so now he gets to switch into a counter, and he switches into Mesprit. So I'm kind of fearing maybe this thing has a Thunderbolt or maybe Thunder Wave, so I decided to go into Jolteon, but he just goes for the Stealth Rock, so whatevs. I do have a Shadow Ball on this Jolteon, so I decided to use it. I also have, Signal Beam, but I know he has Zapdos, so I didn't want him to switch into it and resist it. So I go for that, and he goes for the knockoff, and as you can see, my Shadow Ball didn't quite KO, but a second one will. But he did get rid of my Choice Specs, and after Jolteon loses Choice Specs, it really loses a lot of its damage potential. So he goes into Primeape. I decided to let Jolteon stay in, and he's going to finish me off with close combat. But that's actually really what I wanted him to do, because I have Mismagius, and as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I love Mismagius, and that is not an understatement. But, yeah, obviously he has to switch because he's locked into close combat, and I decided to set up the sub on the switch and then just get some Calm Minds. And he has a Zapdos, and he decides to try to heal up with Roost, and there's really not a whole lot he can do after I get off 2 Calm Minds. He's going to try to Thunderbolt me, but that's not even going to break the sub, and after 2 Calm Minds, so it really blows. And I decided to go for the 3rd Calm Mind just to practically ensure that I can kill mostly anything with a Shadow Ball. And he goes into a Jirachi. And this is kind of annoying just because the thing could be physical. So I decided just to go for the Shadow Ball, do as much damage as I can do. And I see that I am faster as he Iron Head, so that means it's not Scarf, which means it's not really a problem, because now I can just Shadow Ball again and kill it. The reason I didn't decide to set up a substitute, because I figure, Iron Head's probably strong enough to break a sub. Mismagius isn't too strong in the physical defense area, so there you go. Now he goes into what am I thinking? He goes into Primeape. and yeah, just goes for a punch that does a little less than half. He's really just, grasping right now because he really doesn't have a counter. He hopes he's fast with Salamence, but he's not. I go for the Shadow Ball to finish it off. And his last Pokemon is, of course, Zapdos, which isn't going to be able to survive Miss Magus' sexy wrath either. So, it is a sweep, but it's a very sexy sweep. Good game, Lucas. He really is an entertaining YouTube battle. Very cool guy. I talked to him for a little bit before and after this battle. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Make sure you check him out. He has quite a few subscribers himself, and for good reason. He's a great YouTube battler. So rate, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next update. Bye.